On a day Newcastle turned up with a moment of magic, Arsenal were unable to find an answer.
3 points today. Brilliant from the fans and the players. Thank you for your support. Come on, you Maggies!
So from Eddie Howe's tactical genius,
tactical based,
to the fullback's masterclass, to Newcastle's kryptonite to Big Six.
This is how that goal went down in the green room.
Whiff, is that what you said?
Yes! What a goal that is! What a cross! What a cross! That was a cross from the 90s!
Because of the pain, Ian Wright then opted to foul-mouth Alan Shearer as he left in a wheelchair.
Are you serious?
What?
Fuck off.
It was only 1-0.
Fucking shut your mouth.
We love you, Righty. We love you.
As per, join us as we discuss the 5 things we learned in Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0.
A great day. I'm breathing. I'm healthy. I'm happy.
Let's go!
So the first thing we learned was Eddie Howe, the tactical genius. The recent match against Arsenal showcased the tactical brilliance of Eddie Howe, underscoring his ability to exploit the weaknesses of the opposing team. With Arsenal missing key players like Martin Odegaard and lacking technical fluidity in their midfield, Howe devised a game plan that effectively stifled their attacking threats. Newcastle's midfield comprised Sean Longstaff, Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Willock, all supported by Joelinton playing just ahead of them. This setup created a robust and combative midfield that was well equipped to disrupt Arsenal's rhythm. Howe's strategy involved deploying an aggressive mid-block, a tactic that had previously troubled Arsenal in matches against Porto in the Champions League and Aston Villa in the Premier League. Howe's tactical prowess became even more evident when analysing Arsenal's passing statistics, particularly in the second half. Although Arsenal dominated with a 70% field tilt, but look in the middle. Outside of it, there were barely any passes into the box, and next to no central progression. Arsenal were being forced into a corner when Newcastle were able to double and triple up on Saka and Martinelli, both of whom were locked off. That's where Arsenal missed that central play to bring the game to life, to play inside the pocket, receive in dangerous areas, and give Newcastle some questions. The effectiveness of Howe's tactics is underscored by the performance of Kai Havertz, the Arsenal striker, who had a frustrating outing against Newcastle. In 90 minutes, he registered 0 shots, 1-0 out of 4 aerial duels, and had only 2 touches in the box. Such statistics highlight how effectively Newcastle neutralized Arsenal's attacking threats, forcing their players into uncharacteristic performances. Eddie Howe's tactical genius was on full display in this match, as he crafted a game plan that not only nullified Arsenal's threats but also highlighted their vulnerabilities. With a well-structured midfield and an aggressive defensive approach, Newcastle managed to limit Arsenal to just 1 shot on target over the entire match.
Impressive win in a week. What went into that one? A lot of effort. Tough game. I thought a really high-level game. I think you can sort of read that by the fact there wasn't a lot of goal-mouth action today for either team. I thought it was very tactical based. I think we had to defend for long periods, especially in the second half, and defend really well. Really pleased with that side of our game today. General attitude was very good of the players. I thought we got our reward really for all our better performances in the last few weeks.
Then the second thing we learned was England's finest fullbacks. A surprising but very welcome addition to this observation was the fact that both Tyno Livramento and Lewis Hall weren't dribbled past even once by the wingers they faced. Hall, fresh off receiving the Newcastle Player of the Month award for October, put in a standout performance by effectively neutralising Bukayo Saka, who failed to complete a single dribble. Saka, often referred to as Arsenal's starboy, was made to look painfully average as he resorted to flopping and feigning fouls throughout the match in an attempt to gain an advantage. Hall, having an 8.1 match rating, was unfazed, looking incredibly comfortable in possession and quickly becoming a vital attacking outlet for Newcastle, having 62 touches, 10 out of 14 duels won, 8 clearances, 7 times possession won, 6 final third entries, 4 tackles, 4 out of 5 aerial duels won, 2 blocks, 1 clearance off the line, and 0 times dribbled past. His performance earned him the Man of the Match award.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP!
and Lewis Hall, the player of the match, joins us now. Thanks for coming out to talk to us, Lewis. Congratulations. Just firstly, what's your assessment of that performance and how impressive it was?
It was a really, really good performance from us. I think we know what they can bring. We've seen it all of last season, how competitive they are. And then when we went 1-0 up, it was just about sort of just in a low block, really, working hard together. And there's a lot of players in that team who probably don't want to be doing that sort of jobs, but they've done fantastic today.
How pleased are you with the way you played as well, especially the way you handled Bukayo Saka? We were talking about how tough a job that is before the game.
Yeah, Bukayo is an amazing player. So going into the game, I was just thinking if I can keep him as quiet as possible, then I think I've done my job well. So
up here now, about a year you've been up here. How have you found it? First of all, playing for Newcastle, and your next steps with England. You must look at that as a pathway. Like there's not many left backs for you to get, and if you keep playing like that, mate, you're going to be in the running, aren't you?
Yeah, I think for starters, I've absolutely loved my time at Newcastle. Yeah. I think when I first came, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little bit frustrating, but I think I've improved massively the defensive part of my game, and I'm just proud that I can wear the shirt and provide performances like today. And like you said, obviously there's not many left backs in the England squad, so I'd be lying as well if I said I've not sort of noticed that. But I'm just focusing on playing for Newcastle, and if I'm playing well at Newcastle, then that's all I'm cared about at the minute.
But today, Joelinton in front of you, and Tyno on the other side, Anthony Gordon, you doubled up so well. You worked so well together. Was that something that Eddie was particularly wanting of you today, to make sure that you block the outsides?
Yeah, definitely. We know the quality that their wingers have got. We know how good their movements are as well. So if we could get as many bodies round their wingers, me, Joelinton, and even Joe Willock at times, it's just about stopping the balls into the box, stopping little slip passes through, and I thought we'd done that well.
Yeah. Tell us about your relationship with the manager, because it's almost like son of. I'm listening to you talking calm, intelligently. How is he to play football under?
I think he's the same. He's obviously, before I came here, I wasn't sure what he'd be like, because he comes across as a really calm and sort of relaxed personality, which obviously he is. But I think he's got a side in him where if we need a bit more, then he can give it to us as well. He's a really good manager to work under, and I can't thank him enough for what he's done for me so far.
What have been the biggest improvements in your game, do you think, in the last few games? Because you've been in such good form.
I think it's just the defensive part of my game, really. I've always felt comfortable on the ball and good in possession, but I think the defensive part of my game is something that I've really switched on at, and I've worked a lot on the training pitch, and I'm glad I can put in performances like that.
And Alexander Isak was saying on the full-time whistle he hopes it can be a big turning point in the season, a result like this. Do you think this whole week can do that for you as a team?
Yeah, definitely. I think we didn't have the greatest start performance-wise, but we were picking up a few results here and there. And then the last couple of weeks especially, when we've not got the results, we've been playing better football. And I think that just sums up how the game is sometimes. But now we're getting the results and playing good football as well. I think it's something that we can build on for sure.
Congratulations on the win today and a player of the match performance. You've got your old coach with a trophy for you. Just put that down there, Lewis. Well done.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Good luck. Enjoy.
On the right side, Livramento, having a 7.7 match rating, also delivered an impressive display, especially considering he might have faced pressure for selection following Emil Kraft's excellent performance against Chelsea in the Cup. Livramento turned in his best performance of the season, effectively containing Gabriel Martinelli. Although he backed off a bit more than some might prefer, he ultimately blocked crucial crosses and shots, expertly managing the right side of the pitch. In the 101 minutes played, he had 4 out of 4 ground duels won, 7 recoveries, 3 tackles, 2 chances created, and 0 times dribbled past, with a massive 100% in tackles, aerial duels, and ground duels won. These two young fullbacks are undoubtedly among the best in the Premier League. Livramento and Hall should be the starting right back and left back for England without a doubt. Their performances highlight the remarkable investments made in 2023, which are starting to yield significant dividends for the club. Although the fullbacks didn't put a foot wrong defensively, it's important to give a shout out to the midfield, especially the two number 8s, for their efforts in supporting the fullbacks by doubling up on the Arsenal wingers. Sean Longstaff deserves particular recognition. Since he started, Newcastle has won 6 and drawn 1 game. having a 7.0 match rating, 32 touches, 4 in the opposition box, 3 passes in the final third, 1 accurate long ball, 3 tackles won, 1 interception, 3 recoveries and 7 ground duels won. In matches where it's crucial to limit space between the lines and defend transitions effectively, his intelligence is invaluable. While he may not be a perfect footballer, it's essential to recognize the specific games in which he is incredibly valuable, like this one. We all thought that Bruno, Guimaraes, Tonali and Joelinton were supposed to be the midfield trio. However, it might turn out that Sean Longstaff has been the real saviour all along.
You just teed us up brilliantly there, because Sean Longstaff is waiting to talk to us from St James's Park. Sean, very well done on the win today. How much did Newcastle need that?
Yeah, it was massive. The last, whatever it is, 4 or 5 league games haven't been good enough in terms of our standards, especially results-wise. And we had a big win midweek, and yeah, today was massive against one of the best teams in the world. I thought we defended really well. Probably still more to come on the ball and stuff, but I think you expect Arsenal to have a lot of possession and stuff, but I thought we defended really well, and the crowd was behind her, and it was a great day for her.
Sean, do you think that the signs were there against Chelsea in midweek, and that was something you just built on today?
Yeah, I think so. The crowd was in it. When you early kick-off can be flat sometimes, and we had to get them with her, and we've done that with a pretty early goal, and then you sort of seen people fighting and scrapping for each other and for the team, and yeah, when we're like that, I think we're a really hard team to play against, and yeah, it's a pleasure to play in the stadium when it's rocking, and yeah, we're winning.
Sean, hi, it's Al. Well done, congratulations. How much were you aware of how it worked and how you felt it worked really well in the midweek, the midfield balance, and how it again worked today with the changes that the managers made? Because I thought that was a huge difference on Wednesday night against Chelsea and again today. Did you feel that too?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I think it's it's easy to sort of say, oh, that this isn't working, that's not working when you're not winning. I think if you're picking up results, and I think you can find positives in any position or any sort of part of the team. But yeah, I think for me, when I play, I know that I'm probably not going to get the headlines. I'm not going to be on the ball as much as a Bruno or a Sandro, or I'm not going to look as sort of flashy and stuff as them, but I'm always going to be there to cover them and let them play, and hopefully be in the right position to let other people sort of flourish and bring out the best in them. And it's a real pleasure to play with whoever's in midfield. I thought Joe Willock's been excellent the last 2 games, and there's a lot of other midfielders sort of get spoke about, but I think for me, when Joe Willock's playing well and he's fit and flying, I think that's the best version of Newcastle United.
Sean, I was going to ask you about the fact he started the season very well. Newcastle didn't lose a game while he was involved, and then it's kind of got out of the team a little bit. I know you're laughing at me, Manish. I'm trying to do a serious question here. But you've got back in the team. I thought you played very, very well today. Sean, how do you feel it's going to go going forward? Do you think you're going to be able to really stamp a claim in that midfield?
I hope so. Yeah, like I said, there's some top players in the midfield area for us, and obviously we've spent a lot of money on a lot of players in that area. So I think sometimes, yeah, you know they're going to get a chance, but all I can do is focus on me, and whenever I play, try and give my all, and try and play as well as I can. Try and get into the box. Obviously today it's going to be hard. They're going to have a lot of the ball and stuff, but no, like I said, I just try and enjoy every moment. Anytime I get to play at St James's Park, I'll never take it for granted and stuff. And yeah, like I said, I love playing. Hopefully people will see my value. Probably it might not be straight away, but I know sort of the more I play, I think the more valued I am, sort of thing. But no, like I said, there's a lot of good players, and if I play, I play. If I don't, I don't. But obviously, any player wants to play, don't they?
Keep going, Sean. You know, they always pick on the youth team players who come from... Keep yourself going, Sean.
Actually, Sean, the reason I was smiling earlier with Ian's question is he's right. You've not lost a game you've started. Your last start was the last time Newcastle won in the league, September the 15th. Surely you're going to have a word in the ear of the gaffer.
No, to be honest, I think some people think I should play. Some people probably think I should be nowhere near it and can't make a 2-yard pass. So I think depends who you ask, really. But no, like I said, whenever I play, I think you know what you're going to get. There'll be games when I'm needed, games when I'm not needed, and yeah, like I said, for what the manager's done for me, I'll always be a good teammate, and I'll always be good around his dressing room and stuff, whether I'm playing or not. And yeah, like I said, hopefully I can get a little run in the team now, and we can pick up some some more good results and, yeah, get looking at the table.
Yeah, and talking of runs in the team, the run in the fixture list, the next 3, Forest, West Ham, Palace, do you see that as a decent chance to build on this momentum?
Yeah, I think so, but I mean, there's no easy games in the Premier League. I don't think you ever look at the fixture list and think, oh, there's a 3 points. There's not. I think anybody can beat anyone. That's the beauty of the Premier League. But for us, all we can do is focus on us, our processes, our sort of the way we play, and if we get that right, then we know it can be a game for anyone. And like I said, when everyone's fighting for each other like the way today, the crowd are into it, we can beat anyone, and that's what we've got to focus on.
Sean, well done today. Thanks for joining us.
Bruno Guimaraes in central midfield was nothing short of phenomenal. He consistently leads by example, particularly in high-stakes matches. Guimaraes is on par with the best elite footballers and has the ability to elevate Newcastle's performance to that level. His intensity off the ball and quality on it set the tempo for the team, making him a key figure in their success. In the first half alone, he had the most duels won, 7, most fouls won, 4, most possessions won, 4, most shots, 2, and at full time he had 100% tackles won, being the highest, 100% dribbles completed, being the highest, 28 passes completed, 11 out of 18 duels won, being the highest, 8 ball recoveries, being the highest, and 2 shots overall. The combined efforts of these 2 midfield players were instrumental in achieving a solid performance against Arsenal. Talking about combined efforts, as Joe Willock actually had a 7.3 match rating, 100% successful dribbles, 3 passes into the final third, 100% accurate long balls, 100% tackles won, 1 block, 2 recoveries, 5 out of 10 ground duels won, and winning 2 fouls. Another significant takeaway from recent performances is the effectiveness of the duo, Joe combo. In terms of Joe Willock and Joelinton, it appears that Eddie Howe has returned to the successful pairing of Willock in left central midfield and Joelinton on the left wing, a combination that proved challenging for opponents during the 21, 22 and 22-23 seasons. This pairing boasts pace, skill, power, and exceptional fitness, making it a formidable force. And it seems teams still struggle to cope with it in the 24-25 season, with Joelinton dropping into the last line at times, and then the direct transition play into the channels. Mikel Arteta actually name-checked a certain Joelinton as an especially physical threat. They are all big and very physical. Joelinton especially, he was the one Thomas Partey had to deal with him, especially playing directly on his side, he said. Joelinton's transition to the left wing now seems to be a permanent change.
It seemed like it was pretty much perfect for you today. Yeah, I thought it was good in midweek. I was really, really pleased with the output of our midfield, and I think all the midfield players have contributed to the last few days. So today it was, as I said, a slightly different look with Bruno back into the team. Joe Willock and Joelinton dovetailing off the left, and Sean on the right. I thought they all did well. Really pleased with how that looked, both with and without the ball.
Then another thing we learned was why Anthony Gordon and Alexander Isak are kryptonite to the Big Six. Anthony Gordon and Alexander Isak have proven to be a lethal combination against the top teams, particularly at home. Their dynamic partnership is a nightmare for defenses, quick, direct, and clinical. Even a formidable defense like Arsenal struggles to contain their ability to drop deep or exploit space behind defenders. When players like Gordon and Isak are on the pitch, traditional metrics such as possession stats and expected goals become irrelevant. Their capacity to inflict damage transcends how often they touch the ball or how many passes they make. Their true strength lies in creating the illusion for opposition teams that they are in control of the game. The most telling statistic is this: since the start of last season, no player has scored more goals at home against the so-called Big Six than Gordon, with 7 goals to his name. Isak follows closely behind with 6 goals. One standout moment that exemplifies their synergy was a goal reminiscent of the classic 1990s style. Alan Shearer, the former Newcastle captain, noted that it was a goal from a bygone era, emphasizing the rarity of such strikes in today's game dominated by inverted full-backs. Back in Shearer's prime, wingers would stay wide and deliver crosses for centre-forwards to attack, a style that, while less common now, was brilliantly executed by Gordon and Isak. Their ability to meld traditional tactics with modern flair makes them a formidable duo against the league's best. So Anthony Gordon has played 9 Premier League games versus the Big Six at St James's Park since the start of last season, and he's either scored or assisted in 8 of them. In the match itself, Anthony Gordon's against Arsenal had a 7.4 match rating, 100% tackles won, 29% cross accuracy, 7 crosses, 2 chances created, and 1 assist. The assist meant that he's been involved in 18 goals across his last 22 home Premier League appearances, 10 goals, 8 assists. It also means Anthony Gordon has registered 11 Premier League assists since the start of last season. The only under-25 players with more in that period are Cole Palmer and Bukayo Saka, both with 16. Interestingly, Anthony Gordon is also the highest players to make the most sprints in the Premier League this season, thereby speaking volumes about his work ethic.
I thought we scored a great goal today. It's great to see Anthony put a brilliant cross in, and Alex scored a slightly un-Alex-like goal, but it was a brilliant header and fitting reward and a fitting way to win the game.
Anthony, I know there's been a little bit of talk in the week about him playing on the left and maybe not wanting to play on the right. He certainly did well on the right today, didn't he? And a great delivery and a great performance.
Yeah, I thought his attitude to playing on the right was really good today. I thought he was energetic. I thought standout thing really for me was his defending, which he probably won't be the first thought in his head. But I thought his effort to help Tyno on the sides was huge. He was regularly back to double up, which might go unnoticed, by a lot of people, but certainly not by the coaches and the tactical preparation that we do. So full credit to him for that. But he also was a threat the other way and going on the outside, a couple of really good runs. As you say, the goal was probably the highlight for him. It was, I thought, an outstanding ball. I was really pleased with his performance today.
In terms of Alexander Isak, heading into the match, he was averaging a Premier League goal every 133 minutes for Newcastle United, second only to Andrew Cole's record of 1 every 121 minutes, having scored 11 goals in his last 11 league appearances at St James's Park. Having a 7.3 match rating, his goal in the match added to that tally, meaning he now has 12 goals in last 12 Premier League home games for Alexander Isak. The goal means that Alexander Isak has now been directly involved in 18 goals in his last 17 Premier League starts at St James's Park, 16 goals, 2 assists. And since the start of last season, Alexander Isak has scored 24 goals in the Premier League. Only Erling Haaland, 38, and Cole Palmer, 29, have scored more in that period.
And as you say, Alex, not known for his heading really, but at times I guess this season maybe he's been a little bit isolated, not got as much service as he would have liked, but you give him service and chances like that, he's certainly going to take them.
Yeah, I'd say he can head the ball, Alex. He's a regular header of the ball for us, defending set plays, very good. He's done an important job for us, and he has scored a goal similar to the one today at Wolves. Just trying to think of the season. Was it last year or was it the season before? Maybe the season before. You weren't there, were you, obviously? But a similar style header, so he is capable of scoring with his header. And as a striker, you need every avenue possible to add to your goal tally, so whether that's left foot, right foot, or aerially. But really pleased with that goal because that's just sort of your traditional centre-forwards type of goal. And it was a pivotal moment in the game. From then, we didn't want to lose sort of possession of the ball, but that happened. But then we were able to dig in and defend really well.
Then in other interesting incidents, a TV studio table was accidentally broken by a celebrating Shay Given after Newcastle's winning goal against Arsenal.
It's been a bit chaotic in this studio. Shay Given has just broken part of the set. Why have you broken part of the set?
I just kicked the table by mistake, so I apologise.
Yeah, but why did you do that?
Expenses. Why did I do that? Because Isak has just scored against Arsenal. Brilliant cross from Anthony Gordon. Isak header, top corner, 1-0 to the Toon.
Lovely. So Newcastle 1-0 up against Arsenal men.
Then Conor McGregor was spotted in the crowd at Newcastle ahead of his bare-knuckle event in the city. The Irishman has been a regular at Arsenal games this season, and the Magpies' Instagram account could not resist taking a cheeky dig after Saturday's win, saying, "How it started versus how it's going." They wrote with 2 images of McGregor. "Hope you enjoyed your trip to St James's Park." Then finally, in an exciting development, if you want to know Newcastle's secret weapon nobody is noticing, click the video link on the screen now.